With the brand new release of Civilization 7 comes a whole new way of playing. With massive changes from Civ 6, here are 10 of the best ones. And the last one is a real game changer, so make sure you stick around until the end. Number 1. Independent factions. The beloved barbarians and the sexy city-states have been replaced. In Civ 7, we now have independent factions instead. These guys have 3 states they can be in: hostile, neutral, or ally. When they're hostile, they will act exactly like barbarian camps, sending waves of enemies to your gates. As neutral, they do their own thing. And as an ally, they can be used to attack other civs or even allow you to access their troops. But remember, other civs can also become their suzerain. Number 2. Army commanders. Who remembers micromanaging 10 different units whilst traversing half of the map, with each turn having to redo actions because they get in each other's way? Yeah, well, in Civ 7, that is no more. Army commanders can now be used to bunch a number of units together. They can be moved as one unit, and this is such a massive game changer. They can be packed and unpacked whenever you like, but make sure to use them strategically. The army commanders can also be leveled up to unlock amazing perks that help in combat. Number 3. Navigable rivers. Some rivers can now be traversed with ships. This has been a needed mechanic for so long. It opens up so much more possibilities for attacking cities and other means of exploring the map. You could even settle a town inland on a river and send boats out from the middle of the continent. Crazy. Number 4. This one is a little cheeky one. Slingers now have a range of 2. Yeah, you no longer have to be in melee distance to fire rocks at the enemies. It's definitely a small change, but it's going to feel really good for the early game. Number 5. Districts are gone. Instead, we get buildings. Each building will now have to be built on a tile in your city. Each tile will be able to have 2 types of buildings on it. This one is a confusing change for Civ 6 players, but it's definitely going to require some brain power and planning to place your buildings efficiently. Guys, don't forget to give that like and subscribe button a cheeky tickle. It actually makes more goody huts spawn in your game. Number 6. The scout is now an overpowered unit. Okay, maybe not overpowered, but definitely a huge improvement from Civ 6. They now have 2 new abilities they can use: Lookout and Search. Search is a great ability to use when exploring the map. It allows the scout to do a big scan of the area around them, unlocking Fog of War, but also locating goody huts in the vicinity. Lookout is also a great ability, but for a different purpose. It grants the scout extra spotting distance and is a great ability to use to keep an eye on your enemy. Number 7. Builders have been replaced. Builders are no longer in the game. Instead, we get improvements as your city grows. When your city increases in population, you gain a citizen. You can assign the citizen to a tile. When doing so, they make an improvement on that tile. It could be a mine, a farm, or even a resource. When you do this, you also get a culture bomb on that tile. This is also the only way your borders expand in Civ 7. Number 8. Goody huts are even goodier. Goody huts have changed a lot in Civ 7. Not only are there different ones, like caves, villages, runes, etc., they also activate a narrative prompt where you'll get to choose between 2 different options. Each option will give you something different. This is such a good change and really makes goody huts even more valuable than they already were. Number 9. Influence. Influence is a brand new currency. It can be used in many ways. The most obvious is with diplomacy. When making deals with other civ leaders, your influence will be spent. Wars, sanctions, and even denounces will all cost influence, but it can also be used to sway independent villages. Influence is definitely going to be a valuable resource in Civ 7. Bonus. No more Eurekas. Civ 7 has gotten rid of all Eurekas, so no more planning the tech tree out by hitting certain targets to get that Eureka boost. Instead, we have masteries. Masteries are part of certain techs. They grant bonuses, most of the time to do with the tech attached to them. They can also give codexes or codices. Masteries are definitely worth the investment, but you will have to complete the tech first to then unlock the mastery. Number 10. This one has really changed how Civ is going to be played. You can now have any leader with any civilization. No more leaders tied to their historical civilizations. This literally gives so much replay value to the game, adding various different combinations of leader and civilization bonuses. There's an infinite amount of possibilities with this one, and I, for one, am all for it. Don't forget to give that like and subscribe button a cheeky tickle for more Civ 7 content.